Fifth Third Bank was a juicy one.
Man.
Yeah.
Wow.
I'm laughing right now, bro, because you get it. You get it.
Guys, so how you get $500,000 in business funding is running these plays.
Pretty much. Like, this is
how you get $250,000 in business funding is running these plays.
If you wanted to come back and just listen to this call, like, you've gotten your money's worth. Your 1,500 is paid for right here. I promise.
Yeah.
And I'm not even getting an affiliate from Rad. Like, I'm doing this because he's my guy. Like, this is my guy. And so any other program, mastermind, like we're you know what I mean? We're gonna make sure that we're charging adequately. I'm just being honest with you guys.
They won't even give you information because they don't want you to ruin the play for them.
With Rad, this is my guy. And so this community is like a second home to me, which is why I'm giving it to you guys, right? And so we're going to see parrots after this call, and that's totally fine.
Parrots are coming, y'all. What y'all going to do? Post them parrots.
Fifth Third Bank.
Where parrots come from?
They're going to post Fifth Third Bank. I actually did a whole
parrots are coming.
I did a whole review on this on my channel. So if you guys haven't checked it out, we did a whole review on this. 100K, up to 100K, anything over 100K is going to be secured. So at that point, they're going to ask for something to be collateralized. Business age, at least 1 year in business. Your bureau is going to be Experian. But we also saw one of our clients, if you guys saw that YouTube video that I did, they also pulled Experian Business, and they didn't know it until they got the notification on NAV. So just something to kind of prepare yourself for it. You're going to want to set up an appointment to apply for this product right here. Our client just did it via Zoom. But again, if you're in the area, just leave the metaverse for a little bit and go in person and go meet with the banker, right? It does help if you season the accounts. One thing that I did want to add is they had 5K in their account before they went out and they met up with the banker, right? So before that meeting was made, they had 5K in that account before that appointment was made. So something to keep in mind. Is it going to derail you if you don't have it? Maybe, maybe not. But again, I'm just kind of passing off the data points that we know are working. And so might as well give it a shot yourself. KeyBank, Rad, you thought it was done, bro.
Go back to this other one real quick. So he said anything over is secured. So talk about what that looks like with Fifth Third.
They essentially take a look at, every bank is going to be different. So I'll preface it with this. But like a 30,000 foot overview, essentially what they do is they take a look at the value of whatever that stock or that asset holds, and then they'll just hold equity against it. And so let's say if I have a truck worth 150 and they'll say, okay, cool. This person wants $150,000 worth of business funding. The cap is at 100K. So at 100K, there's no collateral. At the 50K, can we make up the difference elsewhere with something that he owns or she owns? And if I have an asset, let's say worth 150, okay, we know that if he or she defaults or the business defaults on the 150, we know that we can pretty much get it out of liquidating this asset right here, AKA they take it and then they sell it at market. So that's essentially what that is. It kind of works the same way in real estate. Obviously, there's way more moving pieces, but that's the 30,000 foot overview. It's just a way that they can cover themselves. So if anything hits the fan, we're good. We're covered, which is why if you notice, there was a common trend with the SBA. Anything over 50K with the SBA was also like, hey, we want to see some type of collateral, because it was a way for them to kind of cover their ends. Same thing with banks. For the most part, anything over 100K, they're either going to ask for 1 to 2 years of tax returns, profit and loss statements to make sure that your docs are squeaky clean and you actually have the means to repay it. Or B, if they're not as tight, or maybe you just don't have the cash flow yet, but you own a good asset, then at that point, and a good asset again could be a truck, could be a pickup truck, a work truck, a hot shot. Okay, there's 80, 90K here, there's 100K here. We can go ahead and use that. God forbid something hits the fan, we can cover our end. You know what I mean? Does that make sense?
Makes perfect sense.
I was trying to keep like as simple as possible, but every bank is going to grade that differently. And if we go down that rabbit hole, it's like, okay, well, how do they grade it? It's kind of like valuations for companies. It's totally different for any type of business or entity that you're trying to go into. So if we got KeyBank, HELOCs, no doc loan request with them is going to be up to 50K. Business credit cards up to 25K. It's typically what we're seeing. Anything above that, you can, they'll put you through kind of like a manual underwrite. And at that point, you have to provide.
Startup friendly, y'all. Startup friendly. I did a video on this on my channel. Let's keep talking about it. Man, killing the game, bro.
New businesses are okay on this one. So typically are going to pull Equifax on a soft. I haven't seen any changes. Like if they're doing hard pulls, I've mainly ran into soft pulls with Equifax. Now it does help if you submit through a business banker there. So any type of like application, I tell my clients all the time with like Truist, KeyBank, leave the metaverse, go in and apply in person, go shake some hands, and go take some people out for some food, right? And that'll be like a good look for you, so that way you can get some higher funding with them. Fulton,
Go back real quick. Go back real quick. So David, my man, the rookie of the year, give it up for David. My boy is just killing the game in the chat tonight. So he said they're not in my area. Here is the plug and the play for you guys in this situation. The foreign entity play is the play for you. If you're in an area where there is not a banking related, if they're geo restricted, if there's a bank that says we can't work with people in Kansas and you're in Kansas, okay, because we don't have banks there, what you do is you file a foreign entity filing, right, in the state that you want to be working with in the banks. Okay, you use Regis. I like Regis. I think that's the best virtual office. We've kind of went over that in this mastermind already this month, but you get a virtual office, a virtual address in that footprint. Okay, you make sure things are set up properly. Foreign entity, it's very easy to do. You can hire a company to do it. You can get a registered agent. If you're in Florida, David, or you're in North Carolina, right, and the bank's up in Philly, you can do foreign entity in Pennsylvania. Okay, and now you have a footprint in Pennsylvania. Here's the downside, though. You're going to have to pay taxes, and you're going to have to you're subject to the state law in that area too. So yes, you're going to be able to get the funding, but you're going to be subject to state taxes and file state taxes there. Here's the play that I like. I like Nevada. I like Florida. I like Texas. I like Washington. I like Alaska. What do all 5 of these states have in common? No state income tax. So what I would be doing if I were you is finding banks in the great state of Texas, Florida, Alaska, Washington. Okay, I've got a really juicy credit union I still haven't told you guys about, but I'm gonna be telling you about it. I'll tell you about it very soon. Okay, it's up in the state of Washington, and it have incredible business banking. I've got a phenomenal line of credit on my personal side. I've got balance protection out of the wazoo with it. Amazing, amazing, amazing credit union that nobody's talked about. Okay. But we'll talk about that on the personal side, because that's more on the personal side. But guys, I want you guys to understand that if you're not in these areas of M&T, KeyBank, PNC, Regions, these are banks, Huntington, Fifth Third, these are great mid-sized banks to go for. Now, here's the other problem though, okay? We have a liquidity crisis in our banking system right now.